Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome back to the channel. And I don't even know how to talk about this. I don't know how to share it properly. It's sad. No matter how you put it, no matter how you approach it, it just, it's not even my car, and it hurts me deeply because I worked on it so much, and I put so much time and effort into this car. And honestly, it saddens me. And it almost feels like it was my car that was stolen, just because I put so much time into it. And it almost felt like I was working on my car because I love these cars so much, and I put, I try to make them as perfect as possible. And then it just gets, and then somebody just takes it away from, not me, but from my friend like that, and they don't care. Nobody cares how much time or money somebody spent on it, how much it hurts them or their family, but it happened, and I guess I'm gonna share it on this episode, and hopefully some of you guys can, find some info or share something that will help find Betsy. So pretty much from the thumbnail of this video, you already know what happened. And yes, Betsy got stolen. Betsy Shelby GT500 replica, which was made to sort of look like the car in the movie that we know and love. And this was advertised and promoted on Facebook and some other pages as well, so I'm sure some of you guys might have seen it. If people share this, if you've seen it, if you know a shop, if you maybe seen something, there's always something that somebody saw that might know what's going on. There's a few things that you can look out for that can help find this vehicle. And on this episode, I'm going to show you all of the little details that you can look out for that will help find this vehicle. If you just send me either a link or pictures somewhere, I'll be able to know 100% if that's the car I worked on or not, because I can tell from pretty much almost any angle if that's the car I worked on or not. Alright, so let's take a look at the car, see what's different about this car, and if you ever see it, you'll be able to know after watching this video the few differences that will actually stand out, because they're going to be different from other cars. Alright, let's take a look. Alright, so let's take a look from the front of the car, side of the car. And the one difference that it has compared to other cars is it has the Mustangs to Fear body kit. And one way to tell is they offer different side skirts. And on this kit, the side skirts are actually lower than regular, e-car build skirts. So that's one way to tell. The skirts are actually lower than normal e-cars, and that's one way to tell. The other way is the side skirt on the fender under GT500. You can tell it's a little bit angled because it was not installed properly, so that's one way to tell. On the hood, if you look on the hood, I installed billet hood pins, and I did not install the wires that go from the hood pins and connect it to either the nose piece or the grill. So as you can tell on the front, there's no wire for the pins. So when you actually remove the pins, there you just hold them, you put them in your pocket, whatever. So that's another little indication. If it doesn't have front cables that hold the pins, then that's also a giveaway right there. Also, looking at the wheels, the caliper on the front is painted red. There's no calipers on the rear. It's a drum car, so we got drums on the back, and we got rotors on the front, and the caliper is painted red. The wheels are not the Shelby wheels. They are, I believe they're Koi's 67 or something like that. So it's not a fully painted wheel. The face of the wheel spokes is polished, and then the spokes on the inside are painted gray. So you can tell the difference here. Here's the Koi wheels, the Koi 67 wheels, and then you got the regular Shelby wheels that was in the movie. Looking on the back, we got the gas cap. Now the gas cap, as you can tell, there's two different variations of gas caps. Now we got the one I have installed right now on here, but this kind of style gas cap is usually installed a lot closer to the top scoop. But people that install it lower, like it is on this car, they install that the Le Mans, I think it's called the Le Mans gas cap from the Cobras, and that one kind of sticks out higher. It's kind of like a bulgy type of gas cap. But as you can see, I installed the 72 Mach gas cap, and I installed it lower because the hole was already there, and we wanted to kind of go with the proper gas cap that was in the movie. And but because the hole was already lowered, you know, I had to kind of work with what I had. So this kind of gas cap is usually installed higher, closer to the side skirt, but in this case, this will likely be the only car with this gas cap installed really close to the trunk lid, because usually people install the different bulky type of gas cap in this spot. So that's another dead giveaway. Now let's look at the side scoops. Now on the side scoops, they're not functional, so air does not go through them, but we installed these billet type, maybe they're metal, but I think they're metal or billet, but we installed these little grills that go inside the scoops. So it kind of gives it more of a functional type of side scoop look. So as you can tell, we got the grill on the bottom and we got the grill on top installed. And on the inside, most of the people, you know, a lot of the people do the fire extinguisher and that kind of steering wheel and all these things that I have installed in this picture. The difference is a lot of people don't like using the stock seats. In this case, we have the stock seats, so that's kind of like a giveaway a little bit. And we got the door panels that are original to the 67 or 68 Mustang. They don't have the billet inserts that some cars like this have. And also the shifter is a billet type of a shifter. I haven't seen this kind of shifter in the other Mustang builds. So in this case, this is one thing that will pop out if you see one of these cars, this kind of shifter, because it's a little bit different from other builds, and you can see it has kind of holes cut out in the center. So if you see it, you'll know that this is the car. So and if you see that kind of shifter, then you can compare the seats and door panels and everything else, and most of the time it will stand out from other cars because it's a little bit different. Now if you see this car with the trunk open, you'll be able to see all the kill mat stuff that's installed on this car. So that's another the giveaway, because I never covered the kill mat stuff. The gas tank is bare and is brand new, and we got zip ties that are holding the harness from the taillights, and you can see the zip ties on the fuel pipe. And also I installed lift shocks for the trunk. Those of you that remember, you press the lever to open the trunk, and the trunk opens with the shocks, with the assisted shocks. So that's usually, people don't have this installed on the Mustangs. It's kind of like a custom install, so that would be a good giveaway as well. And another thing is I installed the electronic trunk release latch. So you can tell the latch is right here. You can kind of tell it is brand new. So that what pops the trunk open from the inside, and on the inside there's a lever by the driver's seat. Let's look at the engine bay, and this car has Mustang 2 suspension. We also got aluminum radiator, and you can also tell that on the terminal, on the battery terminal, there's a battery disconnect, the green cap that you can twist, and that disconnects the power from the car. So, and since this was installed, they most likely pushed the car from where it was, loaded up on the trailer, and they took off. Also, what we have in this car is we have electric radiator fans. We do not have a belt-driven fan on here, and the way you can tell if you ever see this car open with the engine compartment, you can see that it has this module right here and has a wire that connects to the radiator, and that's what activates the electric fans. The radiator fan cap says Champion, I think it's called Champion Radiators or something like that, but it has racing flags on there, and it says Champion on there. So that's one way of seeing it from, you know, from the top. And also we have the Cobra air intake, and we have Ford Racing valve covers. Also we have this power steering, which came original stock on the 90s Mustang, and that's kind of like an eyesore, and that's pretty easy to tell. Usually the power steering units on these cars, they're either aftermarket or they're stock original from the 1960s. So from the engine compartment view, you'll be able to tell that it's this car because it has this kind of ugly looking power steering pump, and also the shock towers are deleted because it has the Mustang's 2 suspension. So there's a lot of differences in the engine compartment that you can see right away if you ever see this car with the engine bay open. So there's roughly maybe 10, 15, 20 things that I can tell personally. If I ever see this car, I'll be able to tell that that's the car that I worked on. That's the, you know, a bunch of differences that you can tell pretty much right away if you ever see this car either for sale somewhere or at the shop somewhere, or you know, somebody's tow yard or whatever. But if you see it, keep an eye out for those differences, because it will honestly make a huge difference if we actually find this car, and it's going to make even a bigger difference if we can find the people that were involved in this kind of theft. Because this car was parked behind a fence in a secure location, so somebody that stole this car, they knew what they were doing, they knew where the car was parked, they knew how to get to it, and I don't know, maybe they even knew my buddy, so maybe it was a friend of a buddy. Who knows? There's so much stuff going on in this world that you can't really trust anybody out there. So if we can find this car, that would be amazing. And I think if you guys see these cars for sale somewhere, if you're just looking around, you see it, just keep an eye out, just see for those little differences, see if you can spot something. So if you guys like, you know, trying to solve puzzles or whatever, and if you see a car for sale that looks like the car, looks like Betsy, keep an eye out, you know, maybe just look at the, you know, my videos or whatever, see if you can spot similarities in these cars, and then let me know in the you know, either email me, I'll have description contact down below. You can either send me a DM on Instagram, or you can call or text the number on the link in the description down below. So hopefully we can find this car. Hopefully we can find it soon before he actually, you know, before he goes out overseas somewhere, and it's going to be a lot harder to get. So yeah, even if this car goes overseas, there's still a chance of getting it back, maybe catching the people involved or whatever. There's people that can go undercover and deal with this kind of stuff internationally. So hopefully with this video you'll be able to tell the differences if you ever see, you know, these cars for sale or somewhere in the market, or, you know, or somebody's shop or whatever, and hopefully we can get this car back. It's really important that we do, and hopefully this video will help in the process of doing that. Alright, so let's see if we can find this car and also catch the bad guys involved on this job. Alright guys, thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.